Yeah, thank you so much, everybody, for coming. I don't know if this is your first time using Zoom for some of you, but great job finding your way. If it's more than your first time, great job finding your way regardless from the registration link. Thank you for coming. I want to give you a little bit of a breakdown of how today will go. We're going to give a little introduction. We're going to have some few shout outs. We are also going to meet the eco ambassadors. We have a video that we want to show you, um, you know, and that is on Instagram. And following that, we'll have our leadership project presentations. We won't have all of the eco ambassadors present, but we will have about 3 to 5 eco ambassadors present so you can get an idea of what we have been doing in our program. And then I'm going to give a little presentation for the eco ambassadors so they can understand how to leverage their experience for their own professional and educational development. And then we're going to present some certificates. And lastly, we'll open up the space for parents to ask questions. Yeah, so parents, you could definitely get involved today, and that'll be after their certificate ceremony. Ahmad, Salam, I greet you. Thank you for coming. Awesome. So, yeah, let's jump right into it. I'm sure that some of you are wondering how a virtual program might have went, how this program went, what your children might have learned in the program. So, definitely want to shed some light on that, and I will pull up a little presentation just to start off. Okay. Can everybody see my screen? Give me a thumbs up if you can see it. Great. So here's a little program overview. So, this is an Eco Ambassador program, and the whole goal of the program is become environmental justice advocates, right? And we've been learning a lot about the intersection between environmental justice and social justice. And the ways we've been doing this is through virtual speakers, projects, and just also another goal of the program was just to help each other connect with each other. And I can say that was definitely a bit of a challenge, right? Because this virtual space is very new for everybody. And, we were finding and learning with each other new ways to connect virtually, which I really hope that eco ambassadors can also move forward and take forward to their classrooms at school, because their classrooms are going to be virtual as well. So we definitely are encouraging eco ambassadors to speak up to their teachers, anything that they liked in this program, to feel free to voice that in their own schools. But in this program we had a total of 10 virtual speakers come through, and some of them are here with us today. So thank you for coming. We had accomplished 14 leadership projects. We created 14 LinkedIn accounts, and also very great numbers on attendance, a 95% attendance rating. So I just want to shout out all the eco ambassadors for really showing up every day, and they really did show up every day and gave it their best. So
whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop. Shout out.
Shout out.
All right, thank you. So I want to go over a little bit about, virtual speakers. You might wonder, what is the virtual speaker component? Well, we had 10 people from Faith in Place and other organizations that are social justice or environmental justice oriented to come to our program and visit our program to give a workshop. And this is one way that eco ambassadors were learning and getting information and learning about environmental issues and also solutions within our own community. Because when we think about climate change and environment, we think about the world, but this is very local too. So it was a beautiful thing to have all of our virtual speakers come through, because there are people in Chicago working on environmental justice in Chicago. And, we got to learn from those local sources of knowledge, which is a beautiful thing. Beyond learning as well, this creates opportunities for professional connections as well. We are encouraging eco ambassadors to connect with any virtual speakers or any speakers that came in that you really like their work, and they are connecting with them through LinkedIn, and then hopefully can also evolve those relationships. And any virtual speakers that are here today, thank you for being open for those connections, because it means a lot. And I know just from my own experience that this is going to lead to a lot of greatness in the future and a lot of opportunities. And then lastly, with the virtual speakers, it's real world application, right? Because it is local, it is real people coming in. So I think that was a very beautiful thing, that we got to stay grounded in real knowledge and not just hypotheticals. Like, there's real work being done. And yeah, so I definitely want to show you maybe what a session looked like with a virtual speaker. So I am going to move to the Instagram account, and just bear with me while I switch. Okay, so this is our Instagram page. You can follow our Instagram page at EcoAmbassador2K if you want to see a little bit more of what we've done. Kimberly, you could drop the link if you can. Thank you so much. And you see, with virtual speakers, we have profiles of each virtual speaker. Shout out to Tanisha. Tanisha's here today. Shout out to Ahmed. He is also here today. And there's a little run through of where each speaker comes from, what they shared with our youth. And one of our virtual speakers, his name is Carlson. He came from he was actually an alumni, and this is what it kind of looked like for a virtual speaker to come in.
Get ready to jam out, y'all.
Yes. Can everybody hear my audio? Let me know if there's audio problems so I can fix it. But other than that, I'm gonna start it now. You can feel free to interrupt.
Speculative design is kind of like peeking into what the future could look like. One quote that I learned in the program I did a few years ago was that the future is here. It's just not evenly distributed. Like, someone in the world probably made a flying car. We just don't know about it yet. It's a secret, So it's like speculative design is looking beyond broad issues and trying to tackle huge issues, and all those topics. It isn't concerned with problem solving and predicting the future, but speculating possibilities and building a better future or a better society. So just, kind of consider that when you think about the field itself. It isn't really a concrete field. It's more of like a ideological umbrella. There's so many things that fall under speculative design. So we'll get into some more like cultural examples in a minute. I learned a little bit about Afrofuturism, the program I did before. I also done a little research on my own. And, if you look at popular examples, there's a lot of popular examples of Afrofuturism. And Afrofuturism is a cultural aesthetic that blends the African diaspora with science, philosophy, and technology. It's basically envisioning the future and the future possibilities of people within the African diaspora, African Americans, Africans, Caribbeans, etc. And Afrofuturism falls under speculative design because it is a way for Black people to expand their ideas and shape a different future. So it's like, we don't have any of these things right now, like I was saying before, but even the fact that we conceive ideas like in an ideal world, conceiving ideas is a first step to trying to make that future a reality. And one example is Black Panther. I mean, that's probably the most popular example right now. One thing the film does, if you think about T'Challa and all the characters in the movie, it introduces an Afrofuturist vision by depicting an African nation with superior technological capabilities. I mean, you think about Wakanda, they have massive like metal deposits. They have all these things that like you wouldn't expect, just because of depictions of Africa and whatnot, but they're immensely vast in their capabilities. And it's a secret. They keep it a secret because of the worry that, people will take advantage of their resources and supplies. And they basically choose to stay out of the limelight. So if you can see even in the picture here, you see the clothing, it's African inspired. You see all the technology, it has African like artistic aspects of it, but it's futuristic. So that's basically in a nutshell what Afrofuturism is. It's combining all these elements. And I think Black Panther did a great job of doing that in the film.
I had not more so of a question, but
And then if we move forward a little bit, Kimberly asked a question. There's opportunities to ask questions with guest speakers. And then here's an example of us having a little bit of fun. All right. So that is an example of like what we have experienced, when a virtual speaker has came through. And I hope that gave you a little bit of an illustration. And but that was just one subject. I'm gonna read out the other subjects that our virtual speakers did cover. And these subjects are the Mon Corner Store campaign, Solidarity Heals Racial Healing Circle, social and environmental entrepreneurship, um, managing stormwater through green spaces, Afrofuturism speculative design, green profiling, solar for all, migration stories, sustainable farming and diets, compassion workshops, and more. So it's a range of workshops around environmental justice, social justice, and also our own personal justice and healing. So I'm gonna go back now to the presentation. Okay, there we go. And then we also worked on leadership projects. So these leadership projects were meant to help eco ambassadors build their research skills, their problem solving skills, and project management skills. And the leadership projects, we worked on these every day. And it was really a great experience to witness what the eco ambassadors were doing for the leadership projects. The whole goal for the leadership projects, though, were to help eco ambassadors create a project that helps them connect to nature, helps them connect to their own communities, and also to help solve an environmental problem. And as you've seen, as I mentioned before, there were 14 leadership projects that the eco ambassadors had executed, which is really phenomenal. We did it in a matter of 5 weeks. And some of the examples of leadership projects you will see a little bit later, but just to name a few, there's a children's story about COVID-19, an interpretive dance performance about water pollution in Chicago, a civilian and police survey about police brutality, a GoFundMe page for the water crisis in South Africa, an iMovie film about drinking water pollution, a flyer for an eco ambassador's yard cleaning service, and also much more that I did not get to mention. So lastly, I want to hand it off to Kimberly to introduce yourself, Kimberly, your role, and then also, this is a time to give our shout outs. So please do shout out and take over. Thank you.
Cool. Hi guys, my name is Kimberly. As Caesar said, my role in this summer program, I was the youth facilitator basically. And so I was basically like a little mini Caesar, except I was helping them if they needed any project, any help or advice with their project. I was making sure that the facilitation of the group was going well, making sure that we thought different in our conversations, anything of the sorts. And so that was basically my job this summer. And with the shout outs, on behalf of all the ECHO ambassadors and Earth Allies, youth facilitator, and program coordinator, we would like to send out some special shout outs right now, all right? A shout out is when we give highlights or special thanks to someone for being simply dope or just amazing. First, we would like to shout out Faith in Place for giving us this opportunity and the funding to be in this virtual space, all right? Let's snap it up for Faith in Place. Snap it up, snap it up, snap it up. Shout out. And usually after, I tried to do it, but they didn't want to do it. But after we do the shout outs, I would like for us to shout out the word, shout out, to be, it'll be fun. Yeah. All right. Secondly, we would like to give a special shout out to the parents for trusting us and supporting every ECHO ambassador along their journey. Shout out.
Shout out.
Shout out. And then lastly, we would like to thank our guest speakers for spreading love, knowledge, and wisdom to all of us. Our guest speakers were Chetna Mehta, Jahari Cole, Veronica Cow, Pastor Scott Anque, Tonisha Harris, who's here, Carlson A, Tracy Lewis, Isioma Odom, and Ahmad Jatan. Snap it up, guys. Snap it up, snap it up.
Awesome.
Shout out.
Shout out.
All right.
Shout out.
All right, guys, and I'm passing the floor back to Caesar.
Thank you so much. And, I also just like to shout out one other person who actually came to last year's program. I know some of y'all known about the our recycle song from last year, but Serena is in the building and she was the audio engineer helping us record it. So shout out Serena and all the past virtual speakers as well that came to help us. Shout out. Cool.
Shout
So
out.
now I want to give us a chance to just meet the Eco Ambassadors. So we have created a video. It's on Instagram, and you are going to be able to meet every Eco Ambassador in this video. And then following that, we're going to go over some leadership projects just so you can see some of the work that the Eco Ambassadors have done. So I'm going to share my screen once again. Okay. Now we're going to the Eco Ambassador page. And the Instagram is a really awesome resource for anybody who wants to take a little peek into the program. So here's the intro video so that we can meet our Eco Ambassadors.
Hi, my name is Alicia and I am an Eco Ambassador.
My name is Alyssa and I'm Eco Ambassador.
My name is Troy Dotson and I am Eco Ambassador.
My name is Sabria Aubrey and I'm an Eco Ambassador.
My name is Hannah and I am an Eco Ambassador.
My name is Henry. I'm an Eco Ambassador.
My name is Michelle and I am an Eco Ambassador.
Hi, my name is Layla Cabell. I'm an Eco Ambassador.
My name is Shivano Terrell and I am an Eco Ambassador.
Hi, my name is Caesar and I am an Eco Ambassador.
My name is Indigo Shepley and I am an Eco Ambassador.
My name is Kimberly Wilborn and I am an Eco Ambassador.
Hi, my name is Sierra Bullock and I am an Eco Ambassador.
My name is Mason and I'm an Eco Ambassador.
Hi, I am Joy O'Neill. I am an Eco Ambassador, and being an Eco Ambassador for me means that I'm finally given a voice to be able to help my environment the way I can and branch out to help other environments.
I believe an Eco Ambassador is someone who gets involved with the environment and tries their best to help. The term Eco Ambassador to me is someone who is a leader and is given the skills and knowledge to make a change in the world.
And being an Eco Ambassador to me means coming together for the environment and caring for your earth and thinking about not only the problem but how to solve the problem into the future moving forward.
The Eco Ambassador is a person or child that wants to advocate for the environment and show the protection, show the reasons why it is important to protect the environment.
I'm an Eco Ambassador as somebody who is an ambassador for the environment, someone who interacts with the community and environment in various ways.
An Eco Ambassador is someone who cares about the environment and wants to learn more about the environment to see how you can help the environment become better.
An Eco Ambassador is someone who advocates for the health and prosperity of their community and environment.
Being an Eco Ambassador means you're somebody who quietly promotes the environment as well as finding ways to protect it.
An Eco Ambassador is sort of like an environment promoter.
Eco Ambassador is a person who identifies problems within a society and works to change those problems.
An Eco Ambassador is someone who defends, protects, and promotes their planet.
An Eco Ambassador is ready to answer the call of environmental and social justice. We are about bridging the gap between both.
Hi, my name is...
All right. Y'all feel pumped up? Y'all feel pumped up and ready to work and save the environment? Awesome. Just really quick, I want to make it a little interactive right now. So, you know, we've seen the video, we've seen the Eco Ambassadors, met them. They're also defining Eco Ambassador. And I just want to ask some parents, guest speakers, whoever, like, what did you kind of hear? What is an eco-ambassador? You know, what is an eco-ambassador? If any parents want to volunteer to share.
Well, I think is well, listening to everyone speak. One thing I think is about is bridging the gap and showing the community and people that mainly that love is still around. We love the earth, we love ourselves, and we respect God's creation. And we want to see the earth grow and not be destroyed.
Beautiful. Thank you, Mr. Ronnie. Appreciate that. Appreciate your contribution. Anybody else want to share? No,
An eco ambassador is an advocate for change.
Advocate for change. Thank you. Who said that? Can you say your name? Oh, okay, Nina. It's Nina Otero. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Anybody else might want to shout out just to, you know, reiterate what might the eco ambassador be?
Shout out.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Right, cool. So thank you so much. And there are so many different definitions about what an eco-ambassador is, who they are. They are artists, they are advocates, they are activists, they are organizers, they are everything that falls under the spectrum of anything but that advocate for the environment at the same time. So thank you for that. And just to like now give you an idea more about our leadership projects and what an eco-ambassador has done in our program, we are going to start our presentations right now. So I believe our first presentation is Tierra. And Tierra, just let me know how I can support you right now. If you need me to put it up on my screen, or if you want to put it up on your screen, just let me know. But yeah, Tierra, so we'll be waiting for your presentation. And then following Tierra's presentation, we will have Saivon. And then following Saivon, we have Mason, then Nichelle, and then finally Hannah. So Mr. Bullock, is Tierra getting her book? Oh. All right, so.
I think they may have lagged out.
They may lagged out. Okay, perfect timing. Perfect timing. So yeah, that is also one other thing about virtual learning. You know, the timing of technology is just always so perfect to disrupt the flow. But that's no problem. So we will actually have Tierra go next. So going first, then we'll have Saivon. Yeah, so Saivon, remember the presentation, problem, solution, and then your work. Thank you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, sorry, something happened with my mic.
It's okay, thank you.
So, let's see this. Hello, my name is Saivon Otero, and my project is Hunger in Chicago. There are about 9 million people in total in Chicago, and there is an estimated 1.8 million citizens that are hungry. In other words, 20% of the populace of Chicago is on an empty stomach. My solution to this issue is to create a huge building, one that is large enough to feed and entertain all of Chicago. Since this will be a piece of architecture, I have constructed a blueprint for the structure. This is the main floor, where people get their meals. In front of the main entrance, there is a reception desk, checking in people. The reason for the check-ins is so that one person doesn't have 2 meals, allowing everyone to be fed. As you can see, the arrows indicate where the people walk to get their food. No one except the staff is allowed behind these food counters or in the service elevator. There is a staircase leading up to the recreational center, but before that, we must see what is downstairs first. The lower level consists of 2 offices, food storage, and the kitchen. The offices are for organizing events and special desserts. The kitchen is where the food is made for the cafeteria. The elevator makes it easier to bring up the meals to the main floor. And as you can see, the food is taken from these fridges and shelves above and taken to the kitchen. Now we move on to the second floor, the recreational center. The rec center consists of a gym, a theater, a storage closet, and many tables. The tables come with many board games, cards, and puzzles for the guests. The workout area has lots of equipment as well, treadmills, dumbbells, barbells, and other things like that. The theater plays a movie every night, and the event desk has staff members that tell you about the weekly events and activities. The storage closet is for staff only and is connected with the service elevator. These are 2 flyers that I made to show the schedule and time zones. Breakfast from 7 to 10, and the rec center opens at 10 through 11:30, with fitness such as yoga in the morning. Lunch occurs at 12 p.m. and lasts until 3 p.m. The rec center starts earlier at 1 and ends at 3, with bingo and arts and crafts in the afternoon. 5 to 8 is of course dinner time, with the rec room being available from 7 to 9, with the theater opening the show movies at night. The empty hours between meal times are when guests are asked to leave so that the staff can prepare the cafeteria and rec room before the people return. We also close on Sundays so staff can get the rest and prepare for next week. As you can tell by this presentation, I am very passionate about this project, and I hope this idea turns into a reality in the future. Thank you.
Ooh, let's snap it up and clap it up. That is awesome, Saivon. And the first time I'm seeing that second half of the presentation. Yeah, thank you, Saivon, for sharing and being the brave first soul to share. And in Saivon's presentation, just to extrapolate a little bit about the leadership projects, we worked on 3 different solutions, right? Because when we were thinking about climate change is such a complex issue. It's so huge and complex that sometimes when we say we want to solve the climate issue, we say we want to solve the climate issue, the rising sea levels, right? Or something like that. But there is a lot to that, and we have to break it down. So there's 3 ways we broke it down. We found an existing solution. We found a micro solution, which is a solution that you can do, right? It's like what you can do today. And then we done a speculative design solution, which is thinking very big, and like it doesn't have to be realistic. It doesn't have to be done right now, but it's to imagine a better future. So in Saivon's presentation, you could kind of see he combined the micro solution, which is his skills for blueprinting and drawing and design, with a speculative design idea of building a rec center. You know, Saivon may not have the money right now, but hey, we have the blueprint now. So that's a beautiful thing. You know, that's the first step for everything, you know, to get it down on paper. So thank you, Saivon, for sharing. That was awesome. Okay, so we will move forward. Yeah, let's clap it up. Hey.
Thank you so much.
All right, so we will, yeah, and if anybody needs blueprints, we know we'll hire Saivon's construction company. Yeah. Okay, so next we have Mason. So is Mason, if you want to turn on your mic. Okay, there you are. What's up, Mason?
All right.
Would you like for me to share my screen?
Yes.
With your fly? Okay, sounds good. So your introduction, your name, problem, solution, and then we'll show your flyer, okay?
Okay, so my name is Mason O'Neill, and my problem is pollution in our neighborhoods, and I would like to solve that by, like, I guess, like, going around my neighborhood picking up trash, and like not only trash but like sticks on the streets, sticks and like how branches fall in your yard, or just like vines all on the side of your house or something like that. Just basic like stuff in the neighborhood that you need fixing. So I had like have a job where I can do all that. I do it almost every day. I like walk down the streets and get the trash on the curb. Not only that, but in your yard, and also cut your grass and not take all the weeds out. I have a flyer that that you can call me on or text me with, that you can contact me so I can maybe get to your yard, and I'll talk to my boss about that. But you will get your yard done. So yeah, and this picture is like the before and after of one of the yards I did. And I think that's it.
Awesome, thank you. So I'm gonna play the there's a little animation on here, so I'll play it.
Pretty cool, dude. Pretty cool.
Awesome. So that is the flyer for Mason that he's made for his own business. And Mason, thank you for sharing that you have your business. You know, we have adults here that might need their own lawns or their own neighborhoods cleaned up. So if you do need and want to support Mason on his project, please do drop your phone number and your name into the chat room, and then maybe we can, you know, coordinate something with Mason and his business and your neighborhood. So thank you so much for sharing, Mason. And this falls under more of the micro solution part of our leadership projects. You know, what can Mason do? Mason could pick up trash, has his own business. It's very tangible today. So welcome back, Tiara. welcome back. All right. So we will now move forward to our next presentation, which is Nichelle. So Nichelle is up. See if I can find Nichelle.
Cindy is funny.
Okay, hey, my name's Michelle. My leadership project was about clean drinking water. And for my leadership project, I did my micro solution, which was making a iMovie or basically a picture collage, because sometimes I feel like pictures can speak louder than words, because you get used to hearing the same things about why we need to do better for water pollution, and sometimes maybe if people actually see it, they might be moved to do something. So yeah.
Awesome, thank you, Nichelle. So I will play the collage and movie that you've made. So I will share my screen now and showcase your amazing production. All right, boom. Okay, can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Okay, let's get it. Okay, should have got the popcorn out for that one.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that was one of those theater previews that you see before the movie.
Yep. So yeah, that was so awesome. Thank you, Nichelle, for sharing your project about water pollution. You know, a very good visual aesthetic. We need to tell DreamWorks or Disney to hire you because that was awesome.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. And then we'll move forward again. We have 2 more presentations. We have Hannah is up, and then we'll finish with Tiara.
Hey. Woo, woo.
So Tiara gets her enthusiasm from.
Oh, she is her face shows it all. This is so funny.
This is great.
This is
Mr.
great.
Ronnie, keep doing that. I never seen Tiara this quiet and embarrassed.
No, I'm a lot. I come around.
She's just sitting there. She said, all right. 20 more minutes.
Okay. Thank you. So, okay, Hannah, you have the stage.
Hi everyone. My name is Hannah. Just a little introduction about me. I'm 17 years old. I live in the southwest suburbs. I'll be a senior in high school, and the problem solution, the problem space that I decided to tackle was the problem itself, environmental injustice. The reason why I chose environmental injustice is because I'm a big advocate for racial and social injustice, and environmental injustice is comes from racial injustice. So I decided to go with my micro solution. So my micro solution was to kind of tackle things individually. So things you can do yourself, such as just going out and protests, making videos, making signs, sending letters to your community, to your legislator, whatever is in your district, things of that sort. And I actually, since I couldn't go protest, I decided that I needed to do something because this was something I was really passionate about. So I did some things myself. I made a poster, I made a video for my school, and I'm actually in contact with like a Black Muslim organization, but that's a whole nother story. So if we continue to do things like that individually, that micro solution can turn into a macro solution. So I decided to come up with two surveys, a survey conducted for people of law enforcement and a survey conducted for people who had been directly affected by environmental injustice. So the 2 surveys, can I share? I'm gonna share my screen.
Okay, do you have the option?
The 2 surveys.
Okay.
I have the option.
Great, go ahead, share your screen.
Okay, you guys can see this, right?
Yep.
Okay, so this is my first survey. This one was conducted to people of law enforcement. So the little caption I have is, the survey is formulated to better understand the views of law enforcement and a better effort to draw a line in between the justice system and people who have been directly affected by environmental injustice. So if you're wondering how we got like some police officers to respond to this, we only got 2. Troy, if you don't know Troy's father is actually a retired police officer. So we actually got him to respond, and 1 other. So I'm gonna read you, I put down 5 questions. I'm gonna read those to you guys, and then I'm gonna show you guys the responses. Some of the responses are expected, but some of them I was a little, they weren't what I expected. So the questions that I put down were: 1, have you ever been scared making an arrest despite having legal authority, and why? Number 2, please name a reason you have or have not spoken up against injustice while on duty. Number 3, what ethnicity of people have you arrested the most of? Number 4, how do you think the media is influencing our perception of crime? And lastly, how do you feel about the portrayal of cops in the media? So I'm going to read to you guys the 2 responses. This is loading. Okay. So we had 2 responses from the first one, which was, have you ever been scared making an arrest despite having legal authority? Both cops answered yes to this question, which I expected. And this to the second question, please name a reason you have or have not spoken up against injustice while on duty. Both of them responded saying they, one of them responded said they have spoken up whenever they were working with someone that displayed behavior, and they went to the supervisors to make sure not to work with those certain people in the future. Another person wrote, honestly, just in fear of being treated differently or maybe even being fired for some reason. But that doesn't mean this person hasn't spoken up in the past, so maybe we don't know the whole context, but then again, this is what this person wrote. And the third question, what ethnicity of people have you arrested the most of? So one cop responded, African Americans, but that is due to the area in which I was assigned to work being predominantly African American. The problem I have with this answer is, if this person was working in not a predominantly African American area, would he have arrested the same amount of people he would have in a predominantly African American community? But then again, we don't know the context. I think if we had more context, we'd be able to kind of compare more of the people he has arrested. So this is the fourth question. So how do you think the media is influencing our perception of crime? So one person said, the press lays out information in a lot of cases to steer the reader or listener in a predetermined direction. So I think what this person meant, so though I think that answer is maybe somewhat correct, when I met media, I meant news outlets, predominantly like more racist or biased news outlets such as like Fox News. Those news outlets tend to kind of glorify the justice system and kind of make the people and protesters look like the bad people or the evil people in such a way. So that's what I meant when I was asking the media, when I wrote down the media for that question. So another person wrote, sometimes I think the media is making people think the police will try to harm you over a smaller crime, which make things seem a lot worse. So if you commit a crime, they're going to try to attack you automatically. Like I said, what I meant with that question was more of news outlets. News outlets, like I said, tend to glorify the law enforcement in general. So the last question was, how do you feel about the portrayal of cops in the media? One person wrote, I think it's mostly unfair because the average officer cares about the people they have taken the oath to protect. At least I did, this person did, for 20 years that he worked. Again, when I meant media, I meant news outlets. So if we're talking news outlets, in my opinion, I wouldn't say that it's unfair, but if you're talking like social media where people, where more people are opening up about situations and more people are like, stepping up and standing up more for what's right, that could be true. That statement could be true. But if we're talking news outlets where it's, where it kind of hits more people and more people watch, then I would, this answer is definitely arguable, debatable. Okay, sorry, I'm taking too long. Second survey.
Okay, you're doing good.
Second survey, this one was directed to people who have been directly affected by environmental injustice. If this will load. I'm trying to. Okay, we got it. Okay, so this one was directed towards people who have been directly affected, directly affected by environmental injustice. So the questions I asked, 5 questions I asked, were, do you think the justice system has failed you? Why or why not? The second one was, on a scale of 1 to 5, how threatened and afraid do you feel when approached by a cop or people of law enforcement? Third one was, how do you feel about the portrayal of protesters combating systematic racism in the media? Number 4 is, on average, how long does it take for the police to show up when you call them? Number 5 is, how do you respond to people who say, well, if you just cooperated or listened to the cops properly and didn't do anything wrong, this wouldn't have happened. So just like the last survey, some of the responses were I expected, some of them were unexpected. So the first question, do you think the justice system has failed you? Everyone who took the survey said yes, which I expected, because everyone who took the survey were people of color in general, and they were actually, I think 4 of them were people from this program. So the second question was, on a scale of 1 to 5, how threatened and afraid do you feel when approached by a cop? So 1 being nothing at all, you don't feel scared, you feel protected. Number 5 being the most scared, you feel very scared. So most people said number 3. And keep in mind, although 3 is in the middle, that is still a lot. That you should not, it should be at a 1. You should not be at a 3. 3 and 4 is definitely is a lot. That means you are very scared of the police, and that right there just shows that there is an issue, because it should not even be in the middle. It should not even pass 3. It should not even pass 2. So the next question, how do you feel about the portrayal of protesters combating systematic racism in the media? So one person said they're using protesters as a scapegoat. I tend to agree with that. Some people said, I feel like the media portrays people, protesters, in a way to spark conflict, which is also true. Another person said, I don't think the media is the problem, but instead the government officials really don't know how to address the problem in a professional and empathetic way. Yes, that is true, but I think they also use protesters in the media to kind of portray them as evil. The next question, on average, how long does it take for the police to show up when you call them? One person said 10 minutes. 2 people said they don't call the police at all, which honestly, I also expected that. And this can also, I feel like when you call the police, it can also depend on in the area where you live. So maybe that can sort of depend the timing, like the timing when police officers come, that can depend on that. Last question, how do you respond to people who say, you know, if you just cooperated with the cops and didn't do anything wrong, this wouldn't have happened? Some people say, so some person said they wouldn't listen because that would just make the situation worse. Another person said that would just make them angry. Another person said, cooperation or not, I was unaware that police officers had the authority to murder me for using free will. I don't think that needs any explanation. That's an explanation in itself. So yeah, so I used a survey, and what I wanted to do with it, like I said in the beginning, I just wanted to see, because I think all of us in the program, we know all of our views, we know what we do wrong, what we do right, but I kind of wanted to find a fine line between the justice system and people on the opposite side of the spectrum. So we know what we think, but we didn't really know what kind of an inside scoop of law enforcement and the justice system in general. So that's one of the main reasons why I wanted to do the survey. And yeah, that's why I did it. I'm probably going to post these results on social media, maybe try to get other people on social media who have a larger following to post these. So that's why I did it.
Thank you, Hannah.
That was really long. I'm so sorry, Caesar.
No, it's okay.
Great, really great.
Oh my God.
Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah. And I am going to put a gallery view. So Hannah, thank you so much for doing the survey. You know, and also throughout this survey, you know, there were some answers that were also misinterpreted, such as media, but we kind of discussed like, okay, there's ways to conduct surveys and ways to frame questions. So, you know, I'm hoping that through this process too, Hannah could learn to frame the questions to get the exact answers and precise answers that you're looking for.
Yeah.
So that was some good feedback that we had. And also, you might be wondering, oh, we're in an environmental justice program. What does that have to do with police brutality? Well, one of our guest speakers, Tanisha Harris, you know, and actually many environmental justice advocates advocate for the fact that you cannot have environmental justice without racial justice and social justice.
Yeah, and so, vice versa. You can't have racial justice without environmental justice.
And vice versa, absolutely. So we, in our program, we started off like, okay, let's try to have an environmental spin to everything. But with that fact, you know, our virtual speakers coming in, and that's something that we learned. We're like, okay, no, we could keep this a strictly, you know, police brutality issue, because it's not strictly police brutality. It's also involved with environmental justice, right? And so thank you so much, Hannah, for creating this project and creating that space for us to also learn that.
Thank you.
Snap it up, clap it up. Hey, hey, hey.
Hey.
Okay, and now last presentation we have Tiara. So Tiara, you're up. Let me know if you need me to share my screen. You're gonna share your screen. How is this gonna work?
I'll share my screen.
Okay, sounds wonderful.
So give me 1 second. My name is Tiara. My problem was, was the change in water pollution during COVID-19 and how, you know, those, it's actually, for those of you who don't. Oh, sure. Okay. I'm sorry. So for those who don't know, for 55 days in California, and not just in California, but in major cities, the water pollution was actually getting better, like by a good, like 30% up, but, you know, because people were inside, people weren't traveling as much. So basically what my storybook is about, because I'm a writer, and that's just, I feel like, you know, it starts when you're young. And if we're telling kids while they're younger, you know, this is what's happening, this is what you need to do, they're more likely to improve it for the future. I'll share my screen. Yeah, I'm a journalist too. Thanks, Kim.
True.
All right. Can you guys see my screen?
Not yet.
Did I not share it? No, I did not. There it is. Okay. Can everyone see my screen now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so yeah, I've been making storyboards. So this is the one I will be presenting today. So this is called An Ocean for Me, COVID-19. Full screen. Thanks to COVID-19, less toxic waste invaded the sea. Thank you, COVID-19. For 55 days in Cali, people stopped moving and the sea was free. Free, just as all of humanity longs to be from COVID-19. When I look down into the sea, all I see is me, and I think, I would really hate to be the sea. It's always polluted, dirty, and unclean. The creatures it holds are hurt. The underwater habitats are being burned, and in return, very few have begun to learn. Before the virus, I was wild. I could run and jump, laugh and cry, spread my wings, and forever fly. Before us, the sea could sit still or create mountainous waves. It could stay cool and clear without sea life having to fear. But now, like us, the sea is trapped, and the vaccine is nowhere near. What is always known, but never remembered, is that everything we put into the sea ends right back up in us, especially things unseen. Our bodies are 60% water. How much of it is clean? The animals and plants we eat, what's in the water we feed, the water we swim in, what chemicals are not only touching but being absorbed by our skin. With everything that goes in us, what are we leaving for our kin? I want an ocean for me, not just for 55 days, not just for 7 weeks. I want it free for all eternity. I'll find a tree with the power to heal through the sap it leaks, a tree that glows with hope for the sea to allow all its inhabitants to breathe freely, that allows the breeze from the ocean top to smell fresh and chilly, that allows the sea to forever be wild and pollution-free. I will guard this tree from the cruel, polluted hands of humanity. Until then, I encourage you to go green. As much as we take from the sea, there should be no question. We must keep it clean. Just as when you steal, there are consequences. Using the ocean's resources without paying our dues is just senseless. Make it mandatory to help keep our waters clean so that we can live in unity with the sea long after COVID-19. Those are some pictures I added. Unity, everyone, with the ocean. The end.
Snap it
So,
up.
Snap it up,
Snap
snap it up,
up.
snap it up.
Snap it up. Thank you.
Snap it up. Snap it up. Tiara going hard with the children's book. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah, so thank you. So yeah, I use Storybird. This the second storybook I've made, but to add on to my micro solutions, I plan on releasing a storybook every month, not just to advocate for environmental and social justice, but also because I do write and I am a journalist in the making. So if you guys, I will drop the link for these storybooks, and I'll also drop the link for my Patreon if you guys want to support a little up and coming journalism business, So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Tiara. Can you unshare your screen?
Yes, I can.
Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna cancel the spotlight, bring up gallery view. All right, so let's clap it up, snap it up for all of our ambassadors that shared. And this is just 5 out of 14 projects. So there are many more projects. So what I'm gonna do is also gonna upload these projects onto our Instagram page so that you could check them out. Yes. And also, Eco Ambassadors are all going to have their own profile at Faith in Play's website, and then you can also see their projects there too. Okay.
Hey.
Sounds wonderful. So, moving forward now, what I want to do is we just have a quick certificate distribution. We would wish that we can send out these certificates in person and you can walk and grab them, but hey, we're gonna have to find a way to do that virtually, and so we are finding a way to do that virtually. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna introduce the group leaders of each leadership group, and Earth Allies, you know what to do after that. And Tiara, you will have to take place of Alicia, because I think Alicia is still dealing with some storm power outages and weather-related matters with technology. So, without further ado, let's try. Also, Earth Allies, let's try to keep each one at about 15 seconds. So that we can be on time. And so, what I'm going to do is bring up the certificates. Okay, so I'm going to introduce the Alpha Nerds first. We have 3 team names. We have Water Tribe, Eco Brains, and Alpha Nerds. So first person I'd like to introduce is Troy. Let's all clap it up for, oh, this is Indigo. Sorry, that's not Troy. 1 second. There we go. Okay, everyone, let's clap it up for Troy. Troy is a youth facilitator in the program. Troy always creates a space for true and genuine expression. I would also say has like one of the most calm tones in our program, and it's really awesome to take direction from Troy because you just really grounded, and we really appreciate you for providing that space. So shout out to Troy. Here's your certificate. We're gonna send you a physical copy too, but Troy, the stage is yours to introduce the other Eco Ambassadors.
All right, appreciate you, bro. Hello, everybody. Like Caesar just said, I am Troy. I am a youth facilitator for the program this summer. So the people in my group are Hannah, Indigo, and Joy. So first, I'm going to go ahead and call on Hannah. Caesar, would you pull up the certificate for me?
Ooh, let's clap it up, snap it up, Hannah.
All right, so for Hannah, One thing wanted to say, Hannah, you've been very passionate and hardworking through the entire program. I'm very proud of everything you've done in these past 6 weeks. So here's your certificate.
Thank you, Troy. Thank you for everything.
Hey, shout out Hannah. Shout out.
Shout out to Hannah.
Thank you.
All right. Can we do Indigo, please? All right, Indigo. Okay, Indigo, I've seen you go through a lot and not stop working hard for a second. So you should know I'm very proud of you and want you to keep working hard. I know one day you'll be presenting people with certificates just like I am right now. I can't wait to see.
Okay. Shout out.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Indigo. By the way, Indigo is making a YouTube channel, poetry, gardening. You could drop your YouTube channel in the link if you like. In the chat. Okay. All right, Troy, giving it back to you.
Last but not least is Joy. All righty, Joy. Okay, so I've seen you grow up from a kid into a young adult over the past few years, so I'm very happy to see the person that you're becoming. Every year that I've been able to work with you has been an honor to watch you grow. Congratulations, Joy.
Shout out, Joy. Okay.
Shout out.
Shout out, Joy. Thank you.
That is the alpha nerds, guys.
Yes, those are the alpha nerds, the supreme nerds. Okay, so I will move forward to I'll announce we have Water Tribe. So first I would like to introduce Tiara. We heard Tiara give a presentation. Shout out to Tiara. Tiara, you know, last year you were an eco ambassador, and coming into this year, you know, it just made 100% sense to me. Like, I need Tiara on my leadership team. That's why we got you on the Earth Ally, and you really, I really love the way that you bring enthusiasm every day. Even when you're tired, even when you're having a bad hair day, you're like, all right, let's get it. And then you always do bring the energy. So thank you. That is something we always need in a virtual space, the energy. So thank you, Tiara, and shout out Tiara. So Tiara, I'm gonna hand it out, and you can introduce the eco ambassadors.
So we'll have Michelle come on up.
Yeah.
So
Yay.
Yes, this is for Michelle. When you know you have just grown so much and you've got all these hidden talents, and I felt so privileged to get to see that insight in you. And I know that you're gonna. I can't wait to see what you do with this. Like, I'm so excited. So yeah, just congrats on completing the program.
Shout out Michelle.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Broke out of her shell, real. Michelle broke the shell in her name.
They got these hidden gifts and all, making videos.
Yo, parents, I would highly suggest going on our Instagram page to look at our fashion show, because Michelle cut up when I tell y'all she came in with the tutu.
Hey.
Y'all should really look at our fashion show because it was really fun. It's on our Instagram.
Okay. Good.
All right, Tiara, back to you.
Next, we have Henry. Come on up on the board.
Big Henry in the building. Shout out.
Shout out.
No, I knew Henry last year, so I know he's got this really fun and hyped and just awesome personality. And you know, one thing I really love about Henry that I really saw even more this year is that when he finds something that he's passionate about, that is it. Like, no, he's not going to change his idea. That is what he wants to do, and he's going to find a way to make it work. You know, and I really admire that. So
yes,
I just want to say, you know, Henry, keep that up. You know, when you are focused on something, don't let people try to give you reasons to try something else, or, you know, change your idea. You know, keep making it work, because it is. So,
Yo,
yeah.
Shout out, Henry. Okay.
Shout out.
All right, next we have Layla.
Okay.
Now, Layla is so awesome, y'all. Y'all don't even know. Like, this girl is a dancer. She's fun. I don't know. She reminds me, like, you know, keep it real. Like, I've never got a sense that Layla is not being 100% herself. She was making pancakes. She gave us how she looks at people when she don't want to be bothered. Like, but she's also got this like really fun personality. She showed off her skills when we did yoga poses, and I just love that. Like, Layla, keep being you. Be a dancer. Be a doctor. Be all those things because you got it. Like, keep being you. Don't let nobody stop you from being you because you're already so cool. Like, so yeah.
Thank you. Shout out to Layla. Keep it real, Cabell.
Shout out.
We'll make sure to put the keep it real as your middle name in our certificate. Yeah. All right, awesome. So now we have our last group, and our group is called Eco Brains. Eco Brains, unfortunately, Alicia couldn't make it, so I'll introduce Alicia. Well, here's Alicia's. You know, in honor of Alicia, we're recording this. Congratulations, Alicia. Alicia is also an Earth Ally and has been part of the program for a few years now, and always like just contributes such creative ideas to the team, and just a creative and like light personality. So we would just definitely shout out Alicia. And when you see this, yo, we miss you today, and thank you so much for just being you.
Shout out.
Okay, so Tiara, I'm gonna hand it off to you again. But if Kimberly or Troy has something to say too in place, because Alicia's not here, please do so. Tiara, who do you want to call on first?
First, I want Mason.
Mason.
Yes, y'all. Let me tell you something about Mason. You came in, and at first, because Mason, he was a little shy at first. But when you call him out and you got like a contest or your ideas, he is so realistic, but so like, what's the word for it? So connected. Like, he is mowing lawns and trying to beautify his own community, starting at home. And that is so good. He was like, I'm about to clean up some yards, man. I'm real good at cleaning. I'm just, yes, you can do that. And he wants to. He made flyers. Like, when I hear I'm going to mow lawn, I'm thinking a chore. No, man, I'm about to go clean up, you know? And he burst out. He got these strong legs when we were doing yoga and stuff. Like, yes, Mason.
Shout out, Mason. Thank you, Mason.
Shout out.
Please do hire Mason for your yards, okay? All right. Oh, sorry, I stopped sharing my screen. Let me go back. All right. So, Tiara, who's next?
Next we have Alyssa. Man, Alyssa, you're so cool. When you told me you wanted a duck and you was riding horses and stuff, I feel like you have this nice, unique personality. Like, you're calm. You're very mature for your age, which is why I was very surprised when you weren't like my age, because I was like, you're more mature than the kids at my school, you know? And I feel like that's really good. You know what you want to do. You're very versatile. You have all these little talents. And, just keep building on those, because one day I might need you to like help me with my horse, you know? So yeah.
Okay, shout out.
Shout out.
And also shout out to her black and yellow sweater. That's the coolest sweater I've ever seen in my life. Oh, Layla also has some cool sweaters too with the hat, like she has sweaters on her hoodie and stuff. I don't know where you get those from, but I need to cop those.
Yes.
Next I'll have Saibon.
Big Saibon.
Woo.
Yeah, I'll tell you, if there's ever something wrong with my dog, I'm calling Saibon. Because dude knows everything about, we're having a conversation about animals, and he just coming in with the facts. Like, it's just his time. For real, did you know that horses had, 4 legs? For real, like, Saibon is the GOAT for all animal facts. And
oh, Saibon, yeah, actually, Saibon's nickname is Big Brain Saibon because
he just always knows
facts about every random thing.
Yes, and he wants to be a veterinarian when he's older. So yeah, not veterinarian, Azuli. a
Zoologist.
zoologist, and he already know everything. So like he a shoo-in, he ready. So yeah.
All right.
Thank
Shout
you.
out Sivon. Sivon.
Shout out.
Shout out.
All right. Then we have our final person.
Snotty.
Yes, Sabria.
Woo!
Sabria is another one of our like just our hidden stars. Like she's so quiet at first, but now it's like I don't know. I feel like I got such a better understanding of her. She wants to be a surgical doctor, and she's not. She's only gonna be a freshman in high school, and she's already ready to tackle like such a mature, specific, complex career choice. You know, like that's so amazing.
Yes.
I want Sabria for you. I want you to keep building on that. Like, don't be a simp. Don't be basic. Do you? You know, you want to be a surgical doctor? I will buy you a little plastic brain if you want to dissect it. Do a little knife to heat up. Because for real, that is so awesome. I want you to stick with that. Because also, don't be afraid to branch out and explore other things. Because like I said, you are young. You know, so if you don't want to be a surgical doctor, you want to be like a painter or something, you know, don't be afraid to explore. You can do both if you really want to. So yeah.
Very awesome. Thank you, Tiara. Thank you, Tiara, so much. And shout out Sabria. Shout out.
Shout out.
The final certificate we have is for our youth facilitator, Kimberly. And I'll take this one. Kimberly, you are, first of all, so amazing. We got to shout out Kimberly because Kimberly has a full ride scholarship to college.
Woo, yeah.
Yeah. So Kimberly leaves the college on Wednesday, and just wishing you the best when you move out there. And we are also going to stay in contact. Kimberly has the most wonderful singing voice. Was a great youth facilitator. Just like knew how to move the things, and is a true leader, you know. And Kimberly is also opening her lines for all eco ambassadors. If you need like scholarship questions, opportunities, just, you know, Kimberly got your back, and Kimberly's just so amazing. And this is not going to be the last time I feel that Faith in Place will see Kimberly, and the Eco Ambassador Program will see you. So Kimberly, shout out to you. We're going to send out your a physical copy to everybody here. And yeah, so that's a little shout out. So last
wait, Caesar.
Yeah.
Caesar, before we move on, some singing. Making me nervous, putting me on the spot. I can send you a little piece, all right? I'm gonna sing a little something.
Oh, yes. Okay, you're gonna sing right now?
Yes. I'm gonna sing one line. I'm gonna sing one line.
Yos.
You know what? Yeah, I'll sing Caesar song, all right? Go check it on Apple Music, iTunes, guys. Really dope song.
Yep.
All I want, all I want, take tender love for me, baby. Tender love for me, baby. This I want. Oh, this I want.
Hey.
Why you keeping me waiting? Why you keeping me waiting?
Hey.
Thanks, guys. All right. I wanted to give a special shout out in this moment. Shout out. On behalf of the Eco Ambassadors, Youth Facilitators, and Faith in Place, we would like to give a special thanks to Caesar for being a dedicated and honorable leader. You have given us so many amazing tools, from helping us with our mental health to the professional world. The tools you have given us will always be with us, and we would like to give you a special shout out just for being a great coordinator. Sorry.
Hey, great. That's my new role.
Coordinator.
Thank you so much, Kimberly.
Yeah.
Mr. Raymond Bell, please do, like, on my next application, hire me as a supportinator.
I legit just make that like, oops.
I mean, it kind of makes sense, like a coordinator who supports. A
supportinator.
Yep.
She made a
That's
whole
a new
word.
word. That's a new word.
I love it. Thank you so much, Kim. I really appreciate the shout out, Kim. Thank you so much. And I'm gonna hold on to that today. That made my day, and I'm just gonna thrive off of that energy today. So thank you so much.
No problem.
All right, cool. So now what I wanted to do, we went over this a little bit, but just how to leverage your experience as an eco ambassador for your future professional educational development. This is what I want to share with parents as well. Eco ambassadors, we learned a little bit about this already, and then we're going to open up the space just for parents to like ask any questions that you have. So I'm going to share this quick presentation. It'll be quick so we stay on time, but it's definitely an important presentation. And I am right there trying to file through my messy desktop now. Okay. All right.
I am going to the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign.
Ooh, shout out.
Valerie. Yep,
Shout out.
that's right. Thanks. Thank you so much, Valerie.
Okay, so this is for eco ambassadors and also parents. I want you to like listen in on this too. So first of all, congratulations, and we are celebrating you today in all ways. I think the best way to celebrate yourself though too, to understand how to set yourself up for success using this program and leveraging this program for your success. I feel that is the best way to celebrate. There's 3 things that you can do to leverage your experience here at Faith in Place Eco Ambassador Program. First, your extracurricular portfolio. I'll get into a little bit more of that later. Then you can also leverage your experience for education and professional opportunities. And last, at Faith in Place itself. So for extracurricular portfolio, what an extracurricular portfolio is it's essentially a resume for your college applications and also even job applications, right? And in these portfolios, they want to see the different types of activities, jobs, sports that you played to basically help identify, what kind of person you are, what you do, what you're interested in. And in your extracurricular portfolio, it is always a good idea to put the Eco Ambassador program into that because, sorry, I was accepting someone, but because it'll serve as a worthwhile experience that you can talk about in your college interviews, in your resumes. And so if you do ever need help creating an extracurricular portfolio, remember, we created a LinkedIn account. Your LinkedIn account is something like a portfolio. So I want you to take that into consideration, and especially talking more about your leadership project in your portfolios, because when colleges look at your extracurricular portfolio, they're more interested in the stories and not exactly what you did. They're interested in not even what you learned, but what you believe in, how you evolved as a person. So, using your leadership projects as a point to tell a story is also a really good idea for your interviews and your resumes. So moving forward, education and professional. Well, this program, this fosters a lot of mentorship-based relationships. You have your LinkedIn accounts. We have been connecting you with professionals that might help the trajectory of your professional and educational career. For example, Indigo, we encourage you to connect more with Tanisha because you want to be in the STEM field. So Tanisha, our guest speaker, is in the STEM field. And, we never know what that mentorship can foster. One of those things those mentorship can foster is, letters of recommendations for future jobs or also just for your college applications. You can always feel free to ask me for a letter of recommendation as well, and I will do that for you. For Kimberly's scholarship, I wrote a letter of recommendation. So I want to help you all out in that way. Always feel free to reach back out to me. And then also, in these mentorships and these new connections that you made will always produce more opportunities for future jobs in environmental justice. So I will always be forwarding you like other opportunities. We have your emails, so always check your email if you're interested more in like finding out about other job opportunities in the field of the environmental justice. So lastly, what opportunities at Faith in Place? How can we leverage this year's experience? Well, as an eco ambassador, there's always room to become into a leadership position. So that's being an Earth ally. That's Alicia's position. That's Tiara's position. So you can do that. If you're an Earth ally, you can also reapply to the program as a youth facilitator. And also just staying connected once again, we will invite you to virtual and community events hosted by Faith in Place. And all Eco Ambassadors this year, is a little different situation. We were virtual, so I definitely want to encourage you to apply next year, and we hope and pray that next year is in person so that we can definitely experience different in-person activities and site visits as well. So that's another reason why I want you to definitely apply next year, and we'll send that to you. We'll send the application to you again. And then from this point, I just want to wish you the best in your upcoming school year. I know we talked a little bit about your concerns and your excitements about that. I want to wish you the best in your scholarship applications. Quick shout out to Tierra. One of our guest speakers actually nominated Tierra for the Posse Scholarship. So,
Yeah.
Yep. She's in the process. So let's all, put our brains and our prayers together so that Tierra gets accepted to that. And also, I wish you the best in your quest for environmental social justice. Your leadership projects are the best way to contribute to, environmental justice. So always feel free
Kai, do you know who threw away the top to that to those slides? Can you pick it up off the floor?
Okay, so there you go. Yeah, and that's ways to leverage your experience here. And now moving forward, I'm gonna give the last words to Brian, who's in the building now, and then open it up to parents.
Good afternoon. You guys can all hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm Brian Souter, Executive Director of Faith in Place. I am here to celebrate each of you and congratulate you on just your amazing success with this program. And I just want to build on some things Caesar said just now. At Faith in Place, what you have now as a part of our community is real allies for you as you move forward. Caesar's got your back, but I want to let you know that the whole Faith in Place community has your back, that we believe in you, that we want to support you. We're here for you, references, whatever you need, trouble comes up, we got you. We're here for you to be supportive in whatever way that we can. I'm still holding and praying too, Caesar, that things open up and things get safe next year so we can be in person for our eco ambassadors, but also to do a camping trip that we were hoping to do this year, but we just couldn't do it with the camping trip. So I'm still holding that as a possibility for us to come back together, get outside together and have a whole bunch of fun. And then I just want to speak a little bit to the parents and the donors who are on the call who made this program possible. Huge thank you. This takes funds to Faith in Place to make this program happen. When the pandemic first happened and we were meeting as a team, board, staff, faith partners, community, we knew crystal clear that we needed to invest in our youth program. We heard very clearly and knew right away that the youth program and figuring out how to do it virtually was so important, so that we could have environmental justice, climate champions leading the way. We know that you all as high schoolers are already leading, and our role is just to facilitate and amplify your amazing leadership already. So for those of you who donated to this program, to the parents who provided support, a big thank you to me. We're looking to raise more money to continue to invest in our youth program, take it year round, make sure we're ready for next summer. So if you're interested in donating more, because you've seen the impact of this program, call me up, call Caesar, call anybody. We'll get you connected. And yeah, just a big congratulations from me to all of you. Thank you so much. I'm fired up. Can you tell I'm fired up for all of you? And congratulations and way to go.
Thank you, Brian.
Hey.
Shout out.
Big Brian. And
Yeah.
just a fun fact.
Shout out.
Just a fun fact, every time I get on the phone with Brian, I greet Brian, the executive director. Big Bad Brian, how are you doing?
and I holler right back. All right, Big Bag Caesar, what's up? What's happening with the youth? That's how it rolls. And then
exactly.
He report, and I get excited, and then it takes me about 2 hours till I calm down if I get so excited about everything you all do.
Absolutely. Big. See, that's the related. We pump each other up. He's the triple threat, the triple B. So, shout out to Big Bad Brian in the building.
Yeah.
Big Bad Brian is in the building. Wow, that's alliteration. That's what we call alliteration.
I know, right?
Yes.
But yes, thank you so much. And thank you for supporting the program. And also, I do want to give it off to one last person. Big Ray. See, I didn't put the bad in front of Ray. But Ray, I don't know. Ray, do you have anything to say?
I have nothing to say. You guys had an awesome program this year. Of
course, you did an awesome job. I am so inspired by the youth. Our future looks so bright with these young men and these young women that are going to be leading us along in the fight for social and environmental justice. So everybody keep doing the good work and keep the good fight up. So
thank you, Ray. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Big Ray, Big Bad Brian. That's a double threat right there. So thank y'all so much. So yeah, right now it's 12 o'clock, so it has officially ended. So, you know, if you have somewhere to be, no problem, but I definitely want to open up the space for parents to ask questions. We do have a panel of eco ambassadors to answer these questions. Kimberly, if you can read out that panel, I think it's in the beginning of the chat. But also if you have questions directed to me as well, feel free to address that. But yeah, we're opening up the space. Everybody else, if you have no questions, you know, feel free to go. Well, we'll be here for another probably 10 minutes.
All right. Can you hear me? Yeah?
Yes.
All right. For the people that's in the panel, I think I joined in and out, and so I don't have the feedback on here.
Okay,
but
no problem.
Yeah, cool.
I got you. So
Okay.
also beyond questions, even questions, comments, or anything you'd like to share, really. They don't have to be comments, but the panel is Troy, Henry, Sabria, Alyssa, and Indigo. So we're gonna open up the space now. So if any parents have anything to share, feel free. If not, can end the meeting.
You're free to go.
Well, I just want to say amazing job. I mean, to all the youth, the facilitators, everyone that seemed to work really good together. They care about and they're passionate about the program. It's definitely benefit our family. We love to see our kids grow. We had, like I said, 2 daughters that participated, and I've seen the growth in them, and I've seen the growth in all the other children and young adults, I would say, in the program. I think it's wonderful. I want to keep it going. I can't wait to see what's next. Caesar's coming up with all these great ideas, and I didn't know how you all came up with the virtual way of doing it, but I just want to see you all keep doing it and keep growing and keep being Earth allies and facilitators, and keep on caring about each other and caring about the Earth. Stay connected and stay tuned. We want to see what's next. We're excited.
All right, we'll keep you updated. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Brian,
sir.
Sharon, thank you so much. Thank you. Grateful for that. And, you know, I didn't do this by myself, by the way. The leadership team helped me so much. And actually, the Eco Ambassadors played an important role in understanding how to run it virtually, because in every interview, I asked Eco Ambassadors, hey, what was your experience like with virtual learning at school? They told me everything they really disliked, and they also told me things they liked. They gave me ideas. So this was really a community-like contribution to the virtual space. You know, there wasn't one genius behind it, but it was everyone behind it, and everyone's voice was kind of, you know, put into the mix for that.
Great.
Yeah.
Think tank. I think you all are amazing.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Before we move on to any more questions, I did want to open the floor and thank all of you all for coming, and thank all of you all for supporting us this summer throughout the program. We really appreciate it, and hopefully we'll be able to see a lot of you return next year for our next celebration.
Yes.
Yes. Shout out.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Eco Ambassadors. This year, please do apply. Please do apply next year again.
I will.
Please do.
Please, please, please.
Y'all were awesome, and we need it in person. All right, so we're going to open it up again to parents.
Questions? Any comments? Final remarks?
Somebody's about to speak.
Yep, Miss Nina.
Hi, this is Nina. I'm Saivon's mom. And I just wanted to echo one of the other parents just said that this program for Saivon. I think he's learned a lot. He's learned to be a little bit more open and vocal and to share his opinion. And I think the program is completely awesome. I do know that he has shown he has grown a lot, and he's definitely interested in applying again for next year. So I'm excited if we do have the opportunity to meet everyone in person. And I think, again, just to echo what was already said, just keep on doing what you're doing. You guys are so brilliant. Those presentations were beyond amazing, and just stay and continue and keep on going. The best to all.
Thank you so much. And yeah, thank you. And you know, it's really good to hear that Saivon is expressive about his opinion, because the Eco Ambassador Program, you know, the goal is to help us become environmental justice advocates, right? And the strongest tool for an advocate is our voice. And you know, sometimes it's difficult to speak our truth and speak our voice, but this is what we're really trying to foster, you know, like just to truthfully share our voices and opinions, because this world is in a situation right now, a very, very sticky situation, and the youth are walking into it. So it's really good too, though, to hear that you're listening as well as a parent and as an elder, you know, in the home, because I feel that that's not happening a lot too. This is a dialogue. This is supposed to be a dialogue, not just one party voicing, right? But there also has to be listening. So I also encourage, you know, parents and in your own communities too, to, you know, to listen to youth. And so thank you, Nina, for sharing that about Saivon. Big brain Saivon, okay. We got big bad Brian, okay. Big brain Saivon. Big Ray. All right.
Big B's.
So we'll open up the space one more time if we have maybe like one other thing a parent might want to ask or share.
Hi, can you all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, hi. I just want to say thank you, Caesar. Thank you very much. I also want to give a big shout out to Raymond. Thanks, Ray, for initially asking Sydney to be a part of, Sydney is Alyssa's big sister, and trusting in Sydney to head the other side of Faith in Place. All you guys are doing a great job. Keep going. I had concerns about how could you do such a wonderful program, but virtually, because this is a program that it seems like you just have to be out in the environment in order to experience everything. But Caesar, you guys, Ray, everybody did such a great job that I would hear Alyssa in her room laughing. I would hear Sydney in her room laughing. Alyssa's right up above me right now, sticking her head out the window. I'm sorry. I'm outside in the backyard before it rains. So I just want to thank you guys. You all did great things. It's awesome. My battery's running low. But thank you so very much. It's a great program. I want Alyssa and Sydney. Sydney has even changed her major to focus on environmental policy. She was a linguist at first, and she changed it to environmental policies because of this program. She's at U of I, Kimberly. So be on the lookout, well, actually, most of her classes are online, so she may not be going at all this time. However, this program is so awesome. I love what you all do, especially when you all are in an urban environment. A lot of people can't see how that the environmental, the urban environment, you still have a lot of responsibility in your community about making everything safe and environmentally friendly for everyone. It's a challenge, but you can do it. And so thank you for opening your eyes. You as we all say, you can teach others, right? You learn something and you spread it. And just the little things that you do. Come here, Alyssa. Now she's standing right here. And so now the little things that you do just teaching somebody else something little about the environment. They'll take that little nugget with them and pass it on. So thank you all for doing this, for making it even a great virtual program. I was really concerned, but it was great. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you,
Shout
Ms.
out.
Thank you so much for that, for sharing that. Thank you.
That's so
And
cool.
just to give a little response to that too, you know, you're wondering how do we do this virtual, and I see. Yeah, I think there's two things. Well, Kim, you want us to say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like you were saying, you were wondering how we were doing it virtually. We actually took the initiative to go outside, even though we weren't in a group. Who says that you can't? You don't have to connect to nature just in a group, you know. So we had activities where we would actually, for our check-in, we would go outside and do a 10-minute yoga pose, and then come back and then describe how we felt. Or we would go outside and I remember one time we were playing this game where I was about to ask them to go outside and find a stick, but we were still outside, you know, we still had activities that was rooted in outside. Even our leadership projects, I know for mine, I took pictures of just restaurants around my block. We were still outside. And so that was a really cool part about this program. We had to create that opportunity for us to still connect to nature. And so, yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, and to jump off of that too, I feel like deep down inside there's these like 3 goals to the program, which is, first, we're like, COVID-19 is still happening. People are stressed. People are getting laid off from work. People can't hang out with their friends. So one thing we primarily wanted to do too is like, okay, you know, how do we create a space of social support? That's the first thing. And one of the challenges was actually having to try to facilitate a space. Hi, Sydney. To try to facilitate a space where we could connect with each other. And I would say it was difficult at first because you have a bunch of new people in front of a screen. So how do you get to know each other? So we were trying different things and experimenting, doing culture days, fashion shows, you know, things to try to like open up the space. So social support was number 1. Second is, you know, just you could connect to the environment also, I believe, like on an ideological level too. Even though we can't go out, you can still learn through people. You can still learn through games. You can still learn through the internet. And you can also still learn through yourself, because we are nature as well. We are not separate from it. So that was the second thing. And lastly, definitely just want to create a space where it's like, okay, we can understand what's going right in this space and what's going wrong in this space, so that when you do go to virtual learning to your school, you can bring forward and advocate for your own classmates. Like if something's not working with your teacher, maybe there's something you could pull from this program and tell your teachers like, hey, this was good to help us connect, or hey, this was the amount of time we were on that worked for me. So that is some of the things that we thought about for the virtual space. Yeah, and it was a lot of trial and error, and it was not magic. So thank you, Ms. Guillory, for sharing.
Hey, Caesar.
Brian.
It's Brian. Hey, I got to run to the next thing, but there's something I absolutely have to do before I jump off this call, and that is I want to acknowledge you, Caesar. I want to lift you up, celebrate you for your leadership. I know it took a village, each one of this call, but
Shout out.
Can we give him like I even want to do like a standing ovation for Caesar? Like, come on, can we give him?
Let me bow.
Caesar, your enthusiasm is infectious. Your passion, your purpose, you know, it's something to celebrate and something that I admire in you. And I just want to make sure I shouted that out before I left to my next thing, because Caesar, really appreciate your leadership in this program.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you so much.
Shout out.
Thanks, yeah. Brian. Good luck in your next meetings. Busy man, executive director right there, you know?
Shout out, Brian.
Big brother Brian.
Big bad Brian.
Big bad Brian.
Hey, this is Ray. Hello?
Yep.
Yeah, this is Ray. I also want to shout out to Caesar. I was, when he was in Ghana, we were trying to get him back here for the program. So shout out for all the pulling you back and you making it back in time, by the way.
That's a good point.
To get back and do this program. So we want to thank you for that. You've done an awesome job, and you were the only person we thought of when we wanted this program. So we want to know that. So
thank you, Ray. Thank you, Ray.
Right,
and yeah, that's a good point. I wasn't, just to let everybody, I was in Ghana doing my Fulbright fellowship, and I'm so glad I have Faith in Place on my emails and calls. Right, Big Ray was in the building in my emails, and I was like doing a lot of work with music and DJing and research in Ghana, and then COVID-19 hit. So I'm in Ghana, I'm like, all right, Ghana is about to close its borders. So now I have to face a decision. What am I gonna do? I'm like, okay, if I stay in Ghana, I can still do some music work, probably go hide out in a little villa by the ocean. But I was like, yo, what if I can't do the Eco Ambassador program because of the internet? And I was like, no, I have to get home. So I took that flight home. The next day, after I decided to take my flight home, the Ghana closed its borders, and the borders just opened up last week. So if Ray didn't push me and and Faith in Place didn't encourage me to come back, I would have been in Ghana until this point in time, just returning back. Because of COVID. So that's just a little interesting story about that acceptance into this program. Yeah. Thanks, Ray.
Wow.
Big Ray. Shout out.
Shout out. Thank you, Stephen, for that sacrifice. Thank you for that sacrifice.
Oh, I'm thanking them for help. I don't know, I think that was this is Faith in Place too, so there's faith involved. So I think that was something with God too, right? Just it was great timing, because I didn't want to be in Ghana for that long anyways. I had a lot of, we have a lot of COVID and with our own family, personal things we have to take care of. And if I was abroad, it would have been very difficult to deal with those. So I'm very thankful for that timing too. But yeah, so it's 12:15. I want everybody to enjoy their Saturdays. Thank you so much for coming today. This was a very beautiful thing. And I just want to give a quick shout out to Layla. I hope that you'll let us post the dance video on Instagram, because it was a really great dance video for your project. But yeah, thank you everybody for coming today. Have a wonderful day. Feel free to reach out to me anytime. And yeah, thanks.
Awesome.